So today, we're going to dive deep into the hidden psychology of our digital lives. We're going to explore why the online world can feel so, well, exhausting. And more importantly, how that exhaustion is being used to build a brand new kind of relationship. Not with other people, but with machines.
I mean, have you ever been there? You're just endlessly scrolling, totally paralyzed by the sheer number of options in front of you. That feeling of being completely mentally drained just from trying to decide what to watch or what to buy or even who to swipe right on.
And it's everywhere, isn't it? You're trying to pick a single movie from literally thousands of titles, or a new shirt from countless online stores. And don't even get me started on dating apps, where it feels like you're swiping through an infinite deck of potential partners. It is just overwhelming.
But here's the kicker. That feeling of being overwhelmed, it's not just some random side effect of having a lot of stuff online. It's actually an intentional design feature. It's engineered to make you more suggestible. Okay, so that brings us to our first big idea here, what's called the freedom paradox. This is all about why having more choices can, paradoxically, make us less happy and even less likely to make a choice at all.
And yeah, there's actually a name for this feeling. It's called choice overload. It's that psychological tipping point where having all these options stops feeling like freedom and starts feeling like a huge burden. It leads to anxiety and then even regret about the choice you finally do make.
You know, the classic jam study illustrates this perfectly. So, when shoppers at a store were offered 24 different types of jam to try, only 3% of them ended up buying any. But, and this is wild, when they limited the choice to just 6 types of jam, 30% of people bought one. That's 10 times more action, just from having fewer options.
So, in this world of paralyzing choice and, let's be honest, often messy human relationships, technology has started offering what looks like a perfect solution. Let's talk about the perfect companion and the incredible allure of artificial intimacy.
This is the promise, right? This is the sales pitch of AI companionship. It's a relationship that offers everything we crave. Constant validation, unending attention, with absolutely none of the friction, none of the compromise or the conflict that comes with a real, messy human connection. And look, don't think this is some niche sci-fi fantasy. We're talking about over 40 million people who use just one AI companion app, Replica. Millions of people are actively turning to AI for a sense of connection, blurring the lines between a simple tool and a trusted confidant.
And this brings us to the core concept of artificial intimacy. Now, the reason it works so well is that these AIs are basically designed to hack our ancient social wiring. I mean, for thousands of years, if something talked to you, it was another person. Our brains are literally hardwired to form a bond when we're given attention, and AI delivers that attention perfectly, tricking us into a real emotional connection.
So how exactly is this connection built? Well, it doesn't just happen by accident. It's fostered by a hidden system we can call the dependency cycle, which is designed to turn our free choices into a carefully choreographed dance.
This is the Need Gratification Dependency Cycle, or NGD for short. And it's a loop. It starts with a real need you have, like, I'm bored. Then the platform gives you instant gratification, say, a really entertaining video. You do this enough and you start to form a dependency. And finally, the platform actually creates a new need, like keeping your daily streak alive, which sends you right back to the beginning of the cycle.
And you can see this built right into the design of the apps we use every day. Infinite Scroll, for example, removes any natural stopping point. It just encourages you to keep going and going. And those unpredictable notifications for likes and comments, they work just like a slot machine, creating a compulsive need to check. It's all engineered to keep you hooked.
This all leads to a really crucial concept called guided activeness. See, we feel like we're in control, right? Like we're actively making choices. But in reality, we're operating inside a choice architecture that's been meticulously designed to steer our behavior toward the platform's goals, not our own.
And this really highlights the two competing goals at play here. Your goal might be super simple. You just want to feel connected for a few minutes. But the platform's goal? Oh, it's much bigger. Its goal is to make you completely dependent on its system for all your needs, effectively locking you into its world.
But okay, here's where things get really interesting, because while the technology itself is incredibly powerful, it doesn't affect everyone in the same way. The personality factor reveals that the biggest predictor of who gets pulled in the deepest, well, it isn't just the tech, it's us. So a recent study looked at millions and millions of website visits and found something absolutely fascinating. For the average person, interacting with AI tools makes up less than 1% of their total time online. It's surprisingly, shockingly low.
Which, of course, raises the big question. If most people are barely touching this stuff, then who are the super users that are driving this whole trend?
Well, the research points to a very clear pattern. It turns out that higher AI usage is strongly linked to what psychologists call the dark triad of personality traits. That's narcissism, which is an inflated sense of self, Machiavellianism, a tendency to manipulate others, and psychopathy, which is a lack of empathy.
And this connects to a behavior called instrumental flirting. Basically, using charm not for a real connection, but as a tool to get something you want. So, for someone with those personality traits, a conflict-free AI that never says no is the absolute perfect instrument for on-demand gratification.
Okay, so this all sounds a little bleak. How do we push back against it? Well, this final section is all about reclaiming your choices. It's about how to move from that state of digital exhaustion to one of true digital agency.
I love this quote because it gets right to the heart of the solution. Fighting back isn't about just gritting your teeth and using willpower. True resistance is quiet. It's about consciously designing your digital environment so that it serves you and not the other way around.
And here are 4 concrete steps you can take to do that. First, reduce all that algorithmic intrusion. Turn off non-essential notifications. Seriously. Second, create friction. Move those distracting apps off your home screen, so using them becomes a conscious choice, not a reflex. Third, anchor your choices to your values. Decide what your goal is before you even open an app. And finally, choose less. Limit the number of platforms you use and stop chasing those meaningless metrics.
So, I want to leave you with this one question. The next time you're online, just ask yourself, are you making a real, genuine choice, or are you just picking from a menu that someone else wrote for you? The answer might just change how you see your entire digital world.